having a great day. The next project we're going to look at for the landscape tips is this. Right, this lawn here, it was sown in summer. It never got enough water to start with and had a really bad strike rate, and tons of weeds came up, and so now is the time to, so we had to do a lot of spot spraying to get rid of all the weeds. So this is really a lawn renovation project, I guess you'd call it. So the first step is now, obviously all the spraying's been done. You see lots of bare patches from where there was huge patches of weeds and rogue grasses. So now we're mowing the lawn really short. That's the first step, or the next step here, I should say, and then we will be oversowing it with new seed and then fertilizer, and then sowing that in with the scarifying machine. So we'll take you on a bit of a journey through this one, share some of the gardens here as well. Lots of layered hedging, buxus, ficus, camellia, cherry trees, lavender, lots of silver birch. But anyway, I digress. So this is the project, and we will keep you updated and informed as we go, and try and share as many tips as we can so that you can hopefully tackle this project yourself if your lawn is in need of a birthday. Okay, now we're back with an update on the lawn renovation project, so let's take a look. So just gone around and made several passes with the lovely Toro zero turn mower. Lots of fun. So had to go around several times to bring it down, right down to the last level, ready for the scarifier. If the grass is too long before we use the scarifier, we won't get a great result because the scarifier tines can't get down into the soil, and therefore they can't well enough, and then they can't, of course, cover the seed or sow the seed in, which is what we're wanting to do on this project. So if you've been following the previous videos, you'll see the orchard lawn renovation project up there too, which was the last series of videos we shared. That's coming along nicely. Lots of good growth there, good strike rate. But back to this one. So that's a real key thing, is mow it very low. Make sure you've obviously wait for the ground has to be nice and moist. We've had about a week of rain, about 70 mils of rain in the last week, which makes the ground nice and soft, ready for scarifying. If the ground is too hard, it's too hard on the scarifier, and you won't get the same result. It won't be able to scratch into the soil deep enough to give you the result you need, because you're really going to try and get that seed buried in there so that you get a good strike rate, good germination rate. So you can see there's some huge bare patches here. Like I said, this lawn was sown in summer, didn't get enough water, and as a result came up really bad. But instead of spraying it all off and starting again, this is a great way of renovating, because the levels are all great, and it's now we've just got to create a great seed bed with the scarifier. So I'll take you for a bit of a walk around so you can see how it looks. So the mower we've mowing it on the shortest or lowest setting. There we go. And then the key thing is, if we don't get rain, is getting on it and watering it once the seed is in as well. There's the lovely Toro. Do you like the homemade modifications we've done to it? It's got all sorts of things there for carrying different tools and sprayers. Saves lots of time. A lean innovation. So there we go. Hopefully that gives you a good look at the next step in the process. So here is the scarifier. It's a lovely little Wolf Garten model with a Briggs & Stratton engine. Absolute ripper. And I'll show you underneath the tines that we've got on here. There's two choices of tines. There's the softer wire tines that you can put on it. There's also these harder, stiffer steel tines, which is what I've chosen after making a few trial runs. And then you can also adjust your depth, how deep you go to, with this little dial here. So I've pretty much gone down to the max depth to make sure I've got deep enough furrows in the lawn. You can I'll try and show you a bare patch if we can. It's cutting in some nice little furrows which the seed will fall into, and then it's leaving behind all this kind of thatch, I guess you'd call it, on top, which is going to cover the seed nicely. So I'll spend a few minutes just setting it up, getting it right, and you can see once again lawn is ready to roll. We've cut it on the lowest setting, so it's nice and low. The ground is nice and moist, so it's not destroying the tines, and it's nice and easy for those tines to cut through. So now I'm going to get the seeding push behind seeder and fill it up with seed. We'll seed the lawn over the top, and also we'll also fertilise it as well, and then I'll run over the whole lawn with the scarifier, which will bury a lot of the seed into the grooves in the ground left behind by the tines. The tines will bury it in, and also that thatch will cover the seed nicely as well, so it's got a nice environment to germinate in. And then within probably 10 days we will have 7 to 10 days we'll have germination, and within hopefully maybe 4 to 6 weeks we'll be mowing this lawn, and it will be a whole different picture, but we'll keep you posted on progress as we go. Righto, so here is the seeding machine. So for this I've used a mixture of 2 types of seeds. We've got this really strong sports rye in the bottom, the brown one, and then this coated seed here, which is to what's the word, not kill the birds, but deter the birds from eating all the seed. And this one is a mixture of some fine fescues, some brown tops, some sort of finer grasses. So the rye will give us the strength that we need for a really durable, hard wearing lawn. Great for kids to be able to run around on, and also really drought resistant too, and then it will bounce back nicely after a drought. So I'm going to mix them both in together, so they've got a great blend of seed there. So we've got the strong, durable sports rye, which is the brown seed, and then a blended of the brown top and fescues with the, what you can see with the green seed. And then we'll use this machine, so I'll mix that up properly. Then we'll use this machine to spread this right around, and we'll go over the really bare patches a few times to get a good covering of seed. And then we will get back on this lawn with the scarifying machine and sow it all in. So we've done all the seeding, all done, several passes, especially on the bare patches with that blend of seed, so it's ready to roll. Now we're about to spread the DAP fertilizer, and that's the next step. Then after that we get the scarifier going and start to sow it all in. Okay, so that's the fertilizing all done, and I'll take a closer look for you so you can see kind of the spread. And that's sort of a slow release fertilizer. As the rain, or as it gets wet, it starts to release nutrients into the soil, so it'll help the seed, once it germinates, give the seed the right nutrients and food to get it out of the ground as quick as possible, and give it strength and make it vigorous. So yeah, ready to roll with the scarifying machine now. So let's fire up the beast. Let's take a look. Here we go. Fuel on, choke on, throttle on, and let's see if it starts. Here's hoping. It's going to be a bit of a mission holding the phone in my hand, but let's give it a go. Here's away. Turn the choke off, and we're away. Fantastic machine. Breathing a bit of CO2 there to feed my plants. Keeps them all green. More the merrier. Lower it down to the ground will help. Not sure if you can still hear me over the noise, but let's give it a go. Here we go. And she's underway. So turning up a lot of the topsoil here. Righto, let's take a closer look. So it's throwing up a lot of soil and covering in the seed. I'm actually going to reduce the depth that it's digging to, because I think this is too much. So we'll be back with another update. Okay, just an update on how this is going. I've lifted it up a little bit, but you can see the results we're getting. If you look closely, you can see the lines that are being cut in the ground, the grooves, which is perfect for bedding in the seed. Some of the looser soil around the edges, I'll just rake that out a little bit, make sure it's nice and level. But anywhere the grass is a bit thicker, it's working out really, really well. So it's leaving this layer of thatch over the seed and burying a good proportion or a good percentage of the seed as we go. So great progress. So just another little tip, I've just cleaned the wheels off, so just every few laps just clean the wheels off here, as on this side the dirt builds up, and of course the tines get further away from the ground the more the dirt builds up. So there's a great progress shot there. You can see how it's really doing the job, and we'll be back with another update soon. And lastly, just a note of warning with these scarifiers. If you've got any stones in the lawn, they can cause some damage. This big one here kicked up under, and I don't know if you can see that in the light, but yeah, a bit of panel damage there. So just a bit of a warning there. Watch out for big stones, or wear shin guards.